What is up, Cancer? Cancer, what am I feeling for Cancer? Right here, and right here. Welcome to Spread Space, everybody. I'm Clairv, and I figured since we're just coming off of this Cancer full moon, what better time Cancer's reading? So, for the show. I guess you guys can go right here reading if you don't want to stay for the shuffle. Oh, Cancer. What's going on with Cancer? Alright. So, we got the Surrealist Tarot. We have the Wild Reflections Tarot with the Real Life Tarot deck. So this is like Wild Reflections, like real. Because we have the Real Life deck, and then we have the Surrealist. So perhaps this is Wild Reflections, we're reflecting with the real versus not real, surreal versus the real. And the Empress, this is as real as it gets. This is Mother Energy, Cancer, Mother Energy. She is pregnant and determined, and it's as if she is getting her protection by some kind of plant or something that comes off the earth. Perhaps it's natural. And underneath the Empress, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this Empress, the Seven of Pentacles is in reverse. And when it's in reverse, it's as if, perhaps it's from the earth and above. We are getting this protection from the earth or whatever is natural, and from the spirit too. It's like we're getting both the blue, the red, and the green, or something like that. And this is sparking something in our brain. Interesting, Cancer. Let's set these up with strength on the undercurrent. You have your heart in your hand. Or perhaps it's this man's heart. Maybe you stole somebody's heart. The strength talks a lot about... I wanted to put this card in between the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. The Five of Wands in reverse. And this I see is almost like some kind of reflection too. We're talking about reflections, and this is a wild reflection. You see, it's as if you see the people, their legs, their big stick legs. It's like a reverse. It's the reflection. It's the reflection of these men under the surface. Perhaps, that's what's real, what's a dream, or what's not, what's on the surface, what's above the surface. What can we see, what can't we see? Five of Wands, this is real fiery energy. And when it's in reverse, we're like walking away, where there's no more competition. It's like, who can compete with this? There's no competition. The Empress is the Empress. There's nobody higher than her. And the Hangman and the Four of Wands here. I see a little alligator, but this little alligator doesn't have tough skin. Perhaps this is what we have to do, like soften the skin. Let's not be so tough, perhaps. It's as if you're a man-eater, or, something like this, especially with the strength, the heart in your hand. And it is as if she's heartless, or perhaps, she's holding her heart in her hand. And it reminds me of we're talking about the balance and what's on the surface and above, and, the heart and the feather. It's as if we have a heavy heart. Our heart's too heavy. Perhaps this is why the Hangman and the Four of Wands are here. It's as if there's some kind of coming together or homecoming or a celebration, a reunion, a marriage. A coming together between the spirit, your emotions, and your inside. It's as if we are, this is not real. This is the Hangman, this is Pinocchio. And Pinocchio just hanging here on a string. This is a puppet. This is not a real boy. And then it's funny because here again we have Pinocchio and his nose is growing. So somebody is lying. And in the midst of this lying, we have all of these medicines, and then we have all of these beauty products. It's like the things that make you ugly and the things that make you beautiful. Something about this. Perhaps we're lying about this, or we could be lying to ourselves. Perhaps somebody is lying to us. And it's like, oh, well, what's not healthy and what's healthy? These medications, they don't have side effects. They have direct effects that usually stop you from having sex, usually fuck up your brain to numb it. They have direct effects it's like, perhaps that's what it is somebody lying about that. Like, oh, this is a good thing. You take this medicine and it's a good thing. No. This is why the Empress is here, taken from the earth, the all natural. We're coming into ourself. Nobody's higher than the Empress, especially when she's connected to the earth and to the spirit. We're bringing in all of these. And it's like through our nervous system, right? It's through our whole body, through our veins. I heard DNA. And then we have the Knight of Wands here in reverse. Which is very weird. These pictures, these cards are so awesome. This is what it looks like upright. You see this? It looks like a statue all tied up. And this man just like laying in here with a shoe, and we have a face for a knee. But in reverse, it's as if we're coming attached, and I see that band thing where it's like low circulation, or perhaps we it's stripped off. This is why it's like, okay, well, we got to get our blood pumping. Perhaps we have to see what's under the surface here with the Five of Wands, with this competition. There's no other competition against all natural, against this Empress of what's beautiful, what is healthy, what is all natural, what's from the earth, what's from the spirit. And this is really connecting it. The Knight of Wands, upright like this, he's on the go, going from here to here to here to here, and he's really quick. This is real fire energy. But in reverse, it's as if we come to a stop. We really have to be in this Empress energy and have some kind of patience. She's pregnant. This creation is not just going to pop out of her belly overnight. She has to go through the whole process. Now, this next one is the rent controlled apartment. But it's in reverse, so the rent is not controlled. Maybe it's all one house. Maybe this is like a beauty house or something. Or a beauty store, or like somewhere we go to get or to feel pretty. It says smooth, soft, repair, renew, silk, supple, glow. Wow. And then we have, Pinocchio. in Italian. Pinocchio's Italian. And Occhio is the eye. Octo or ojo. This is the eye. And Pinocchio is the pineal gland. And there's like a whole story with this Pinocchio about how, basically we're puppets on a string because our Pinocchio is being controlled by somebody else. It isn't until Pinocchio finds true love that he came alive. He found truth, honesty, and consciousness. He was consciously aware of what he was doing. He was no longer a puppet. He was now a real boy. Because here we have him again. Here, it took him a long time to find himself. Perhaps this is what we're doing with the Empress coming into our Empress self. Maybe we're connecting more with the feminine energy, even if you are a male. Perhaps, this is self-love. Self-love with the Eight of Wands. This is moving from one place to another. And it's like you're being pointed in the direction. And the same thing here. It's like there's an arrow pointing to it. It's almost as if like somebody's pointing to where you have to go, or who is the liar, or the magician. Who is the liar? So perhaps we have this like magician moving from place to place to place, like really. It's like we're putting on a show. It's not real. It's like fake. It's fake. It's not real. Oh, and look under here on top of the Hangman, we have the Tower energy. This is some kind of... I see double cross. A double cross with the elephant with really long legs, and it's as if this double cross is being held up by this elephant, something fierce, something strong. And we have closed eyes in the background. It reminds me of it's a red rock. It's as if we got knocked back to the root, to like what we need, our basic sleep, food, eat, things of this, our sexual energy, our creativity, our basic needs and wants. It's as if this tower knocked us down, so that way we can reform. It's like we're starting back at the bottom, back at the rock, and there's power in numbers. So perhaps these, all these people get together. We have the used hybrid and the alien. This reminds me of some kind of alien spaceship. The used hybrid in reverse. This is a new alien spaceship. Something otherworldly. Something not from here. Perhaps this is an alien abduction. I was abducted by aliens in 2011. People say I'm crazy because I'm crazy. At least for this, what we can say is that we are untangling and we are getting back into the flow. We are getting circulation, and this has a lot to do with what we eat. I said like from the ground. She's getting something from the ground here in the Empress. This is all natural. When you eat alive foods, it makes you feel alive. If you eat things that are dead, what do you think it does? And if you are going to eat dead things, you want to at least eat dead things that are in the wild, that aren't held in captivity, that aren't strapped down and in this, confined area. It's as if they're locked up or something. We want to, we're moving in the right direction towards this creativity, and it's almost as if, like, from in the now. Yeah, the Empress, she doesn't give birth right away, but it almost feels like this happens like that, you know what I mean? Like, real quick. With the Eight of Wands is pretty quick. This is Cupid's arrows too, and this is I see a woman on a red dress, and of course, maybe a unicorn. You know, perhaps there is a woman coming, or somebody coming, that's going to help us get to this. It's as if this is a miracle that like, okay, I'm sitting here alone, and then poof, all of a sudden this magician comes out and puts me on a horse, and this horse takes me where I gotta go. You know, this magician points in the right direction, and this horse takes me where I gotta go. Perhaps it does have to do with this otherworldly. You know, this is way different. This is not from here, and I see we're coming, you know, it's like coming out of the dark, or, you know, coming into something foreign, or, you know, something alien. Perhaps we are being alienated. Perhaps this is how we have to be. With the Knight of Wands, we definitely have to be in the here and now. With the Seven of Pentacles, this is almost something sporadic. With the Tower, this is saying, yes, you know, this is happening on a whim. But with the Hangman, you know, the Hangman sits here. He sits here until, you know, he's Pinocchio. It's as if he sits here until he realizes he's a real boy, that he could really walk, he could really talk, he has a consciousness, you know, he can control his action. And it's as if he is being hung over the water, which is normally having to do with your emotions, you know what I mean? It's as if we're being hung over this emotion, like, to review. Perhaps we have to review a reflection of ourselves, you know, where we're talking about the reflection. Oh, speaking of the reflection, I forgot to pull from the main the wild reflection. The whole part. Let's see what the reflection is. What about this real boy? What about this lie? For Cancer. Wow. The Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, a lot of fives. We already have the Five of Wands. The only one we're missing is the Five of Swords. And here's the Three of Cups in reverse. So this says it's like we're going against the flow. Remember how I was saying about the flow? Getting back in the flow. Perhaps this is why. It's as if we were going against it. Perhaps somebody left, or I don't know, there's a camera. Maybe it was shot. And I heard lenses open, eyes open. That was in the live today. Like, there's somebody closing their eyes. With the Five of Pentacles, we're out in the cold. This is normally a codependent, kind of like a real, like, lost, poor, like, scarcity type feeling. But here it seems as though he's walking into something. Yeah, he's out in the cold, but if he wasn't out in the cold, he wouldn't be walking in to see this. It's as if he's walking past some kind of magic. It's like all of a sudden, like, some kind of magical something, and I see that here too. It's as if there's some kind of, and this is the same thing, it's like coming out of the darkness into something, you know, coming from something to nothing. Perhaps we're going from nothing to something. You know, the Five of Pentacles, this is this change. And, you know, we're out in the cold. Perhaps it is snowing. It's packed lately. Perhaps we are to go on a walk out in the cold. But with the Five of Cups underneath here, it's as if, okay, maybe this is telling us, You know, the Five of Cups were sad. This, you know, this Tower came, this changed everything, and now this put us in this, like, real emotional type feeling. This is why we're the Hangman, like, you know, let's see our reflection out of these emotions, you know, out of this water. And the Five of Cups, and she's really into this loss, you know, she's really stuck in this loss. And this is what he is. If you look in the Five of Pentacles, he lost here in the Five of Cups, so he's out in the cold, and he ain't even looking towards this right here, this warmth inside with all of these pentacles here, because he is so focused on the negative. It's as if, okay, well, we have a loss, so as long as you focus on the negative, this is what you're going to see. You're going to miss the positive. This is why the Knight of Wands is in reverse. Like, hey, we have to be in here and now. Let's not think about the future. Let's not think about the past. Let's be in the here and now, so that way we can get the help that we need with this help by the earth, by the spirit, and that we can make these choices. We could stop lying to ourselves about, you know, what's healthy and what's not healthy, because these pills are not healthy. With a rent-controlled apartment, I just see that there's many doors. Here, all these doors are closed and all the walls are, like, cracking down. Here, all these doors are open, and I see that just many doors are going to open. There's something being birthed by this Empress. This is such beautiful energy. This is so comforting. This is so mothery, so compassionate, so grounded, you know? And it's as if we come into our own by being so connected, you know? By hanging here for so long, from waiting, by being patient, you know. We've resisted and went against the flow for so long. Perhaps we don't see what's to come next. We're supposed to have faith with the Tower. Perhaps this is the double cross. This Magician says that you have the power to do anything. Perhaps there is a miracle with the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of movement, you know. We're coming together within numbers, like coming together seriously. Beautiful energy with the Four of Wands. This is this, you know, this is this celebration after this, and here's the Four of Cups again with the same kind of energy. I'm not taking that. I'm not seeing the light. I'm in my darkness. I'm not taking that positive thing. I want to be negative. Like, it's almost as if, like, we don't want to see the good. We're trying to ignore the good. I said our eyes were shut. It's as if our eyes are shut to the good, because we've been so hurt, you know. The book is open, and it's as if we're not reading the words. We're not seeing the words on the page. We're not getting the communication. It's as if we're not connected. This is why this Tower I think, to come and, like, knock you off of this, or perhaps this Tower brought us into this. Whatever the case may be, it's as if something had to change. You wasn't doing it, so the Tower had to come to do it. This is why perhaps we felt alienated and perhaps used, you know? Just the used hybrid. But in reverse, it would be the brand new. Yeah, maybe there's a brand new alien species. The clones. Clones. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse on the split. So perhaps we are afraid to be alone, and that's what it is. It's like we're not going with the flow. We're sad. We're still stuck in this codependent energy. It's as if, like, oh, I don't want to take this. I don't want to do this. Perhaps this is why the Seven of Pentacles is in reverse. It's like, the hell with that plan. And I see this all around the mouth. This is very important, how we talk, what we say. You know, perhaps this is what we're releasing here in the Nine. This is a reflection. We're reflecting, you know, not only on our actions, but what we do, but how we think and what we say, you know. And this is perhaps the heart we're holding. Perhaps we have to examine it You know, we're trying to see this. She looks really mean here in this strength. It's as if she's gaining control. It's like, okay, you don't want to beat? I'll beat it for you. And she takes his heart out. With the Ten of Wands in reverse on the underneath, like this strength, this, by you grabbing this by the heart, this is what releases all of these burdens. This is what, perhaps we do have to feel the pain, you know. Perhaps we have to have an open heart, or take our heart out, or grab a heart. It's perhaps we have to grab a heart, and it starts with what you feed through these veins, what we feed through the pores, you know, what's coming through the nerves, through our DNA, you know. And this is, remember I said the Ten of Wands in reverse? Here we have the Ten of Wands here, and this Ten of Wands, he released all his burdens. He looks happy, and he's like, yes, I'm there. He sees the ending. He sees the finishing, 28:18, and it's as if, like, the burdens are not, like I said, like, we're releasing the burdens. We're no longer in this burden. We're releasing the burdens with the Devil in reverse. That we're out of this codependent energy. Perhaps this is what we need in order to accept this from the spirit and from the earth, in order to come into this Empress energy. This is what we need to break free from this devil, to break free from this relationship, this addiction, this whatever it is that got us thinking that we need it, when we really, it's really not real. It's all a lie. This is drugs. This is unhealthy. You know, we're and everything's pointing to that. What we're lying about, what's unhealthy, what's, you know, covering our mind, what's stopping us from being a real boy, you know, what's stopping us from this beauty, from softness, from coming into this Empress. And perhaps this is what this wild reflection is all about, you know, what's real, what's not, you know, the Magician, Pinocchio, you know, what's real, what's not. Wow. Beautiful, Cancer. I hope this was helpful. You know, the Hangman, he gets cut down when justice is served, when there's truth. And it makes sense why he's hanging here with his Pinocchio nose. You know, we have to be honest in order to come right back up on our feet. In order to become a real boy, we have to be honest. Thank you. Love you. Bye.